What's going on, guys? It's Piston Rods, and you guys knew that I was going to change up the fairing, so I'm ready to reveal that to you guys today and let you know what color I went with. And blue. So guys, these are the fairings I got from China. It took me about 6 weeks to get them. I did go with the blue color. I'll tell you guys what everything I got with them as we go along. Each little panel is a little bit different, but for 360 bucks, I'll say that I'm really happy with how it turned out. Bike looks great from about 5 feet away, so it's a 5-foot bike. But let's just jump right into it. I mean, the front nose piece right here that came with it, paint is really nice, really nice dark blue coloring. The clear coat, I don't think for any of the finish is really that great. It's a little bit rough. It's like they just came out of the paint shop, but they didn't do a final buffing on it. So I'm gonna do that after everything is set in and after my first wash, because I don't know how long they actually let the paint cure for before I actually ended up getting it. First things first though, nose piece. What does this thing come with? Front nose fairing, of course. Came with this windshield as well. Wasn't expecting that, but this came with it. It's just a black windshield, really. It's just like gloss black. It's not really tinted. You can't see through it. So if that's a problem for you guys, then you know I'm going to let you guys know up front that you can't see through this windshield at all. Fitting of everything. For the nose piece, again, I mentioned it's different for every single panel. So right here, there's some flashing, plastic flashing that's right here on the nose. If you guys can see it, it's not perfectly rounded to the edge of the windshield. That's there, but again, you can't really see that until you're right up to it. Front fender, perfect. Nothing wrong with this thing at all. Fit great, looks great. Inside, underneath, there's also some painted panels that they actually give you, which is nice. They didn't need to paint these panels. They could have stayed black. And then that comes to this part right here. This is it's almost like a piece of fairing that covers up the headers. It doesn't come with any heat shielding. The heat shielding I actually had to go ahead and purchase and slap it on the back of here. And the paint melted off within like 10 minutes. Well, I won't say it melted off. It started peeling off almost like a sticker. So I took it completely off. It was actually, the paint was really easy to take off. That's why I'm not like buffing or doing anything to this paint until I've let it settle, because I feel like it hasn't really had time to set yet. Paint just basically peeled off like a sticker, guys, for real. But it looks fine back here. I mean, this piece is just there to cover up the header pipes, and you don't really notice it, so I'm still cool with it. Side fairing right here looks great. Got the graphics on there, looks really good. Belly fairing, kind of weird. You guys see the color difference there? Yeah, it's not gloss black, it's just like a flat black type of coloring. It's like the natural plastic coloring. Not a big deal to me, but for some people it may be. Just know that the coloring on that is not going to match. One of the things that maybe why they did this, and I don't really mind it, of course, is because the heat from the engine may make this paint peel. So maybe they thought that would happen on this section, but again, they painted that section, so I don't know. Not a big deal to me, but I just wanted you to mention that so you guys knew that. And then you also get these trim pieces. So this is important, guys, for your like putting together a wrecked bike. That you needed these little parts. Trim pieces right here on both sides of the fairings. Trim piece right here is also included. This trim piece here, the wheel hugger, comes with the bike as well. The fitment of all the pieces that I've talked about so far are pretty dang good. They're really easy to fit. It didn't come with, again, no heat shielding. I took the heat shield for the belly pan on the bottom from my old fairings. I put them in there and glued them in there. They've been running okay. The only piece I had to buy additional for was this front, because I didn't have that. Fairing bolts just transferred right over. But here is where we got into the pain in the ass part. The tail section. This was very hard to fit. the top part actually slips on really nice, but it's very, very tight. The problem that you end up going into is this right here. This piece of fairing that covers the bottom of the tail. Oh my God, I spent like 3 hours trying to get this thing to come together right, and it just will not come together right. You can't just pop it together with the regular pieces that come with the fairing kit, or any fairing bolts really. I had to use screws and bolts to really make it snug right here. That pulled the plastic in, and you'll see on the other side there's gaps. Gaps right here, right there. Because that's just the best that it can fit. I mean, really, the realistic thing is, the problem really is this top tail piece and this bottom panel. The bottom panel is wider than the top tail fairing, so you're basically just trying to squeeze it in there and make it fit together, and you just can't. It's just the way that it is. It's a really tight fit, and the bottom paneling is just too wide for this. Probably too wide by about like 1/4 of an inch, which makes a huge difference, of course, of trying to get bodywork to put together. So yeah, guys, that's the main thing. So was it worth it? You guys, like I said, this is a budget bike rebuild, right? You guys have been following it. For 360 bucks, it looks a ton better than like shitty peeling clear coat fairings or crash fairings. I wouldn't recommend this kit if you guys are doing something like rebuilding your wrecked bike and you want it to be factory perfect. That's not what this is for. Maybe a more expensive kit is going to be for that for you. I don't know what that is. Do that research. But for something that you just want your bike to look good on the street with, again, I can walk up to this thing. It looks fantastic. It looks way better than it did before, but it's not factory. But 360 bucks, man. You guys doing a budget build? Can't go wrong with this. Can't go wrong with it at all. If you got any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Well, until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Peace.